Hey, y'all. Okay, that's weird. I have nobody here, but I have one like. Okay, how are you? I'm assuming this is my friend from Indiana, my fellow Hoosier. I am bundled up today because we lost heat. Yay. Okay, as always, give me a second. I need to do my usual toying around. Okay. Next things next. We're going to do, if I can get into it. If I can get into it. Having issues, mental issues, guys. Hello. You good?
Hello.
You're either sleeping or you're sick.
No.
Hello?
Yeah, I don't feel good.
Oh, I'm sorry. You want me to let you go?
Oh, I see. You're spooky.
No, I'm cold. We lost heat. So
Now you know how I feel.
I didn't even know what was going on. Anyway, before I forget what I was doing, recap for this week. I skipped a day. I apologize for that. We put out 6 videos, 7 shorts, 2 live streams, and 1 post. If you're not checking out the community page, do it, because sometimes I put stuff out there that is important. 1.8k thousand, that's 1.8 thousand people tuned in, 9 new subscribers. Filter feeding sharks, whale tails, and organism of the week, giant squid, were the top videos. 21 likes, 15 shares, and 5 comments. Anyway, moving on to the topic of today. Welcome one and all to a live that I was hoping would freak you out a little bit, but not going to happen. We aren't going to spend time on parasites, because we're going to do that in another video, another live, maybe. Well, at least not a whole lot of time. Still, there are creepier things in nature, and it's my job today to do just an introduction to some fear-inducing critters that I know about. Well, these critters may induce fear. They're still a part of nature, and hence they are a part of this channel and a part of the web of life. Starting off with snakes. There are over 2,000 species of snake in the world. Amazingly, only 7% of them are venomous. And I think two things that happen. One, the Christian world, we believe that Satan, in the form of a snake, beguiled Eve into eating the apple or the fruit. I don't want to spend a lot of time on that because that's not what this channel is about. But needless to say, we have this fear of serpents, and a lot of it is uncalled for. However, that being said, there are venomous snakes out there. And if we don't know what snake is not venomous and which one is venomous, seeing a snake can inspire fear. For an example, a king cobra can inject 600 milligrams of venom into a bite. Now, that is a lot of venom. A lot of venom. And that is enough to kill 11 people in one bite. Then there's the boom sling, whose venom basically makes you bleed out. Of the 600 venomous snakes that we know of, only 200 can hurt or kill you. Still, humans fear them. And even though they may make you squirm, they're very important to the ecosystems because they help knock out rodents, which carry disease. Spiders. My one group of animals that is my favorite. Around 15% of the population in the United States has a fear of spiders. I personally think it's higher than that, but whatever. As spine-tingling as that thought may be, there are around, and here I'm going to make you squirm, there are around 1 million spiders per acre of land. Think about that. 1 million spiders per acre of land. The average home contains 61 spiders. Think about that. 61% of homes contain spiders. Out of that, 80% of all rooms 80% of all rooms in each house have spiders in them. Of the 50,000 species of spider, only 1% is venomous enough to hurt humans. Still, look at all the animals that they eat. Yeah, I know. Nobody wants to think about that. Not even me, really. There is a group of humans, about 9% of the population, that suffer from a fear of the ocean. And let's be honest, there's plenty to fear. From sharks to maybe killer whales, jellyfish, octopus, fish, squids, octopus, snails, fish. It's there. There are around 500 species of shark, and 30 of them are known to bite people. And out of those 30 sharks, only a dozen are truly dangerous. So, what are your odds of having an encounter with a shark? Rounding up, it's only 1 in 4 million. 1 in 4 million. That is your chance of having an encounter with a shark that goes bad. Your chance of being victim to a lightning strike is 1 in basically 15,000. It's 1 in 15,300. That's your chance of being a victim of lightning. We fear sharks, and maybe for a good reason, but sharks control the population in the ocean. They also help to reduce some of the dead things in the ocean. Still, it isn't just sharks that live in the ocean that are dangerous. There are numerous jellyfish, octopus. The blue-ringed octopus with one bite can kill in about a half hour, 15 minutes, something like that. Numerous fish that can hurt you, from barracuda to you name it. Oh, I can't do that. I don't know how to do that. Okay. So, yes, and there are jellyfish whose bite can whose sting is bad. And they can kill you. Octopus we talked about. Stonefish has a sting. You step on the venom glands or on the spines, it goes into you, it shoots venom into you, and it's one of the worst pains you're ever going to feel. One of my favorite animals in the ocean is the vampire squid. This animal is dark red. They have bioluminescence at the end of their tentacles, and I think around the eyes. And they have sort of wicked looking spikes amongst their tentacles. It looks really, really wicked. But surprisingly enough, it feeds on marine snow. Marine snow, if you don't know, are the particles that filter down. And it's all of the organic matter that basically floats down through the ocean. Yeah, the blue-ringed octopus is smaller than my hand, smaller than my palm, and it lives in Australia. And yeah, it's pretty bad. Scorpions. Like spiders, I don't know of one scorpion that doesn't have some kind of venom with it. It uses its venom to subdue its prey. There are around 2,000 species worldwide, with only 30 or 40 that will make you sick or kill you. Still, again, they're important parts of the ecosystem. They're perfectly made to survive in whatever habitats they can be found in. They are perfectly made to live in those conditions. Scorpions have been with us for 434 years. And they may have been the first land animals to live on land full time. Bees and wasps, and now I gotta admit, bees make me really nervous, as do wasps, but I'm gonna manage this. I'm gonna do this. There are 20,000 species or so of bees and wasps, and some of them fly and some of them crawl. And while some of us are allergic to their stings, there are some of these creatures who don't sting, and most of them are actually bees. I don't know of any wasps that don't sting, but if I do find them, I will let you know. Now, before you ask me why we need wasps are predators, and they feed on other insects. They will paralyze caterpillars. They parasite on, that's not the right word, but they're parasites of caterpillars. They paralyze spiders for their babies and other insects as well. And there is a myth that they can smell fear. That's not true. They don't smell fear. They can, however, detect fearful behavior, and those behaviors can get you stung. Doing this and screaming and running around, that can get you stung. Piranha. Like many animals, there are some misconceptions about these animals. One, they are not man-eating monsters. They're not. However, there have been attacks. Not gonna lie, not gonna whatever. There have been attacks. But like the barracuda, that I talked about in a video a while back, they can be attracted to shiny objects. So if you have something on your body that is shiny and you're in the water, it could attract a piranha and you could take a bite. Splashing around in the water, and this also goes for sharks, splashing around in the water mimics an animal that is in trouble, and that could bring in piranha. Now, normally these animals are weary of humans and tend to shy away from us. However, that being said, be smart. If you're in South America, and I don't plan on being in South America anytime soon, but don't be in the water if you're bleeding or have open sores. The shows where they stick a bone into the water and immediately there's an explosion or a mini explosion and they start tearing apart the flesh off of the bone. Simply not true. Probably acid or something like that. Most piranha feed on small prey. We are not small prey. They, like I said, they tend to be shy and skittish. However, if you're going to be swimming in a new body of water, take caution. Even up here, take caution. You are not, and I'm going to say this again, I've said it twice, I'm going to say it again, you are not normal prey for piranha. Again, that being said, if water levels are low, you're more likely to take a bite because the animals are concentrated. During periods where food may be low, you are an option. Oh, sorry. So, I don't know. Did I skip anything? Is there something I should have gone over? Bats. Let's talk about bats. Not all bats are vampires, and not all well, no, actually, let me rephrase that. Not all bats are vampires, but all vampires are bats. Yeah, it's true. Look it up. Vampire bats, at least all that I know of, are limited to either Central or South America. The bite itself probably isn't too dangerous. However, vampire bats can carry rabies. And that being said, you don't want to get rabies. They have two little teeth that they use to make the incision. The bite, from what I've read, is painless. They do inject a chemical into the body via their saliva that makes it so that your blood doesn't clot up and they can feed. And as long as you're not having a bunch of them feeding on you and you're not getting rabies from it, you should be okay. Also, bats generally are not trying to get into your hair. They are not totally blind. They can see. They use the radar to help them navigate because it is dark out. And also to pick up prey. If their echo, if it's anything like a whale's echo, they can tell the bat what type of prey they're going after. But it's not foolproof. There are moths who can interfere with that sound. Bats are limited to basically nighttime. If you see a bat out during the day, stay away from it. Don't pick it up. Report it. Chances are, if you see a bat out during the daytime, chances are it's sick. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that the bat is sick, but there's a good chance that that bat is sick. So leave it alone. Don't mess with it. Hello? I see you. You just came in. Yeah. So there are animals out there. Predators are one of them. We tend to not like predators. Things like mountain lion, grizzly bear. Oh, there's a whole mess of them. And I think the fear is, one, if you are a farmer or you lived in the dark ages when everything was scary, you didn't have a lot of animals and you needed the animals that you had. So the fact that you have to compete with a mountain lion or a bear is kind of scary. So they would make up stories to tell their kids to maybe protect their kids from the big, bad, scary animals. Things like werewolves, probably meant to scare kids. Hello! Meant to scare kids not to go into the forest. And other animals, other cryptids as well, to an extent, are all meant to scare. But we'll discuss those at a later date. The important thing is predators typically will react. A lot of them that become man-eaters are sick or old or injured. and humans, as much as I hate to say this. Hello? Thank you. Predators, they typically are going to feed on their prey animals. Our domesticated livestock is an easy target. We, however, have a disdain for that. In America, and maybe other places as well, we are pushing into predator habitat. In places like California, probably out west in other areas too, we're pushing more and more into mountain lion habitat, and that pressure on them unfortunately could lead to attacks. Not that I want those attacks to happen, because I don't, but animals, small dogs, cats, that sort of stuff, there's an issue where the animal could, if you leave it outside, could be predator prey. Same thing with coyotes. Out here, we have coyotes where I live. Again, if you leave your food out in your yard for your dog or your cat, and your cat or dog is an outside animal, and you don't have a fenced-in yard, there is a chance that your dog or cat could end up being coyote food. Chicago has them. Most major cities, I would guess, probably have a population of coyotes. Coyotes are scavengers. They have been from the time of whenever. Yeah, it's a very real animal. They will even breed with wolves. They will breed with stray dogs. Your dog, maybe. It is a chance that we take. So let's talk about why predators. Well, predators are important because they help to eliminate sick animals. They help to control population. A bunch of different reasons. But let's talk about what to do and what not to do in some situations. The one that sticks in my mind is you're at a national park, or you're walking on a trail in your area, and you come across cubs. What should you do? Do you know? Okay. Well, what you should do is not get out your phone and start taking pictures. That would be the wrong thing to do. If I'm out there, and this goes for any predator, I'm just using mountain lions. If you're out there with your phone and you're taking pictures of a predator and its babies, or if you're out there taking pictures of the babies and not being careful, you're probably going to end up potentially hurt. Approaching a predator's babies, or sticking around when you know that there's predator babies around, mama is not far away. You are going to be in trouble if you stick around. So, what you should do, even if you don't see mama, don't turn your back. Walk away slowly. Just walk away. Get out of there. Don't stick around, because I'm telling you, as much as I know that, if whatever, as much as I know that if I go down to my brother's house and play with his dogs, I'm not going to invite a stranger to go down with me without my brother being there. Because I went up to the fence and I just rattled the gate one day, and they would have had me, both of them. And I'm one of the family. They know me. I go down and feed them every day. The cat, those babies, mom's close by, mama doesn't care. You are threatening, you're a threat to the cubs. If mom does come at you, start walking back, make yourself big, raise your arms, yell, scream. If it looks like she's going to maybe come at you, pick up something and throw it at her. But don't take your eyes off the cat. You don't have to necessarily make eye contact, but you need to let her know that you're bigger than she is. If you turn your back and you start running your prey, and that goes for lions, tigers, wolves, coyotes. Uh-oh. Sorry. Lost my connection for a second. Lions, tigers, any large predator, if you turn your back and you start running, that engages predator-prey, you will be attacked. I guarantee. And what works for one predator may not necessarily work for another. Just something to keep in mind. Do you have questions? For those of you that are new to this, if we are discussing things that make you squirm, I promised I wasn't going to talk about parasites too much, but I'm going to. So we're going to talk about ticks. There are a lot of ticks out there. You probably have had a tick bite at some point. Maybe. There are ways to avoid that. Oh, if you're in here and you haven't given me a like on the video or on the live, please click the like button, click the thumbs up. That helps me out. It helps other people see me, and like I said, that helps me. So, best way to avoid ticks, if you're going to be out in your yard or out in nature and you're walking, thank you for the likes. That means a lot. Take your sock, stick it up over your pant leg. I know it's not fashionable and it looks a little bit stupid, but when you do that, what you're doing is you're keeping them from getting into your pant leg and crawling up your leg. Now, they still might get on your pant leg, and they might be able to get in contact with your skin, but they're not going to get to you necessarily. It's also a good idea if you're going to be out in nature to wear a hat. I would even go as far as to say wear a sweater and have your sweater up over your head. So I wanna go back to the scorpions just for a second. And this goes for snakes and spiders and other stuff too. If you live in a climate where there are scorpions, or you're visiting somebody that lives in an area where there might be scorpions, if you leave your shoes out in the open or outside at the front door, or even if you leave your shoes off in your house, in the morning before you put your shoes on, go into the bathroom, shake your shoe, literally take it off, and don't put your hand in there. Just shake it, bump it. That way, if there's anything in your shoe, it's not going to be there. Because you don't want to get stung doing that. Okay? And there have been people who have taken off their shoe and woken up in the morning and had visitors in their shoes. It happens. Darn it. Well, okay. Questions from my audience? Is that the right word? I don't know. Questions? I'm so happy. Okay, guys. It's been 36 minutes, 58 seconds. If there's nothing else, I'm going to sign off because I have lots to do today. And this was only one thing on my to-do list. So, I'm going to say goodbye. Oh, that's what I was going to do. Before I leave, this week, I'm going to be doing who is the largest between the great apes. We're going to be talking about a venomous snake, the ring-necked spinning cobra, talking about the domestication of pigs, who are the largest reptiles alive today, Toxoplasma gondii, I hope I pronounced that right, probably didn't, and banded mongoose. And then next live, I don't know if I can do this without... No, I can't. Okay, hold on. Hold on. I'm going to see if I can get... I did this once. Let's see if I can do it again. No, I want to know... I don't remember how I did this. Anyway, this month, all of my lives are going to be sort of spooky-ish, talking about darker topics than I usually cover. We are doing cryptids, I think. I think that's what we're doing. Friday, I think. I go live, for those who don't know. If this isn't right, you can check it out on my community page on my channel. Thank you for an incredible live today. I promise you I will get better at this. See you later. I'm out. Thank you for coming in. Carol, rest up. Feel better soon. Goodbye.